Chilika Lake, Asia's largest brackish water lagoon. Famous for its beautiful scenery and flocks of migratory birds, is one of the places I have always wanted to visit and explore. So today, I am driving from Berhampur, West Bengal, all the way to this scenic and iconic lake in Orissa. So stick around as I hit the road and discover this place. My mantra for any road trip is very simple. Start by 3 am and finish driving by 6 pm. Between 3 am and 6 pm, I don't prefer to stop as much, especially if the traveling distance is more than 500 kilometers. And as always, I prefer to be below 100 kmph because consistency always prevails over speed. Today's route is very simple. Take the NH12 highway heading south. This particular stretch is hectic with plenty of small villages and roadside markets. And for this very reason, I like to start early in the morning. And after the expressway, the plan was to reach to Kolaghat. Kolaghat acts as a gateway to the major national highways down south. From here, the mighty NH16 takes over. This highway is the arterial route linking West Bengal and Odisha. Now to reach Kolaghat, one has to negotiate with this healthy amount of traffic. It is a part of the journey and there is no other way to avoid it. It's like the traffic has settled down a bit. And as I drive more towards Odisha, or rather the border of West Bengal and Odisha, the traffic gets lighter. Boarding down. As I thought the traffic is getting lighter, the rain god came out of nowhere. We sat through the traffic and munched on some onboard snacks. However, that wasn't enough for my old man and he had to eat something before his morning medication. So we stopped at a roadside dhaba where we finished our breakfast and then started again with full power. Alright, so we had food and another 400 kilometers to go. 7 hours 30 minutes. We are going to stop only after 200 or 250 kilometers. And through the miracle of time, we were near West Bengal Odisha border and it was pouring down crazy. The road condition is great, but since it's a concrete road, the ride feels bouncy. Plus, the 2025 Tata Tiago has a good amount of tire noise, which adds to the mix. Hence, I turned up the music and kept the throttle steady. Highway drives are always boring and this wasn't something different. So we kept going and eventually it was time for us to fill up the tank. We found an Indian Oil petrol pump and stopped there for refueling. It was around 150 kilometers away from Bhubaneswar and we knew that we were close enough. 24.49. I am getting a mileage of 17.5. MID is showing 18.5. There is an error of 1 kilometer, which is fine, I believe. With some Bengali classics playing in the background, we kept driving towards Puri. However, our night stay was in Konarak, near the Sun Temple. The last leg of the journey was a bit of a hassle as we had to deal with oncoming traffic. The lanes became narrower and the sun was on the horizon. It was the perfect time to arrive, 13 hours and 700 kilometers. But for us, the day wasn't over yet. After a quick refreshment, we visited the infamous Konark Sun Temple. Now, if you want to know about its history, then you can look it up on Google. However, from our experience, it's a truly must visit in a lifetime. And after a good night's sleep and a quick visit to the Puri Jagannath temple, we started towards the Chilika Lake, the climax of today's episode.
वो निकलेगा तो रख दो ऐसे ही.
But before going to the lake, my father and I, we enjoyed this local fish thali. Simply put, our stomachs were well fed and the money was well spent. Now, if you are in a group, the boat ride is a good deal. But for two, it's a bit expensive since they don't allow you to share the boat with other groups. In hindsight though, it turned out to be a perfect one, as we got some father and son moment. However, that emotion didn't last long. Our boat's propeller got stuck in a fishing net, causing 1 hour delay. But our boatman was a gem. He promised us to give us an hour extra because of this delay. Now here is the route for this experience. From the starting point, they would take you to the sea, aka Bay of Bengal. In between, they will stop for some activities. It was a guy who showed up with some red crabs, claiming they have some cancer healing properties. Next, the same guy also presented some gemstones, as if he just found it in front of us.
वाह, ये मोती लेके आप अंगूठी बना सकते, टॉप भी बना सकते, रिंग भी कर सकते, घर में बांध की पूजा कर सकते. ये सबसे घूसा कम ज्यादा कैल्शियम मिलता है. जो संधि के लिए अच्छा काम करना है.
देखिए देखिए बाबा,
जो सबसे अच्छा दिमाग संधि के लिए अच्छा काम करना है. जीवन में घूसा का बात किसको नहीं बता रहे.
ओरिजिनल मोती हो.
What a trick, man. But be aware of these fake gems. And the worst part is that they lie to your face, even taking Lord Jagannath's name. Anyway, I wanted a souvenir, so we bargained and bought one at a reasonable price. And after all the drama, the rest of the boat ride was quite relaxing. We were dropped off at a secluded shoreline, a beach where water was blue and the waves were wild. The fishermen advised us not to swim in there because the water is too deep and the currents are strong. Growing up, we didn't have much. A trip like this would have meant going on a hunger strike for months. My parents did everything to make me stand strong, and I'm so proud of them for that. Being able to do this with my dad made me emotional. Parents, they grow old, sacrificing so much for us. And as a new dad myself, I understand every bit of it with some more clarity. As I kept recalling all of this, we were already on the road heading back to our home, a place where every journey begins.